Joining us now, we have Sarah Putman from the Alzheimer Society of Niagara Region. She's the Director of Education. Welcome, Sarah.
Thank you for having me.
Delivering services with the Alzheimer Society, your purview is education. You had to, I guess, mobilize and do things differently during the COVID-19 outbreak. Can you explain?
So it was immediately, even before the full stay-at-home orders came, we recognized that we're working with an extremely vulnerable population and started the transition over to an electronic platform of delivering education so that people could stay safe in their own homes. We're currently using the Zoom platform, but certainly there are others, and it's been a bit of a transition for both us at the Society, having to adapt some of our education programs and a lot of our social programs to allow people to access them, but also for our clients who, some of them have never really used some of these types of electronics and these software pieces. So having to help them navigate as well has been a bit of a challenge, but also a really great learning experience for us.
Did you have to distribute equipment to some of these people as well? Because I'm just wondering if they all had access to the technology.
Yeah. Unfortunately, no, not everyone would have access, and we don't have, unfortunately, the capacity to distribute any additional electronic iPads or those kinds of equipment. We are doing our best to offer services both through the Zoom platform, and a lot of our counseling services comes just via the phone so that we can access people. Those people who did not have even telephone lines in their homes are. Our support staff went to work advocating to the different phone companies, getting phones installed for really affordable prices, and working to make sure that they were not isolated during this time of social distancing.
When you speak of education, are you educating not just the patients with Alzheimer's, but also some of their family and support people?
So we have a variety. We always have offered quite a large variety of education. So we have for our care partners, who I think are probably taking most advantage of our activities at this point, we run a 4-week learning series. We ran it through the month of April with about an average of 20 participants, which was great for our first run around in this online platform. And then we're running it twice through May. And they're all free of charge, so people can just register through our website. For our persons living with dementia, they're getting one-to-one counseling, but they're also invited to our online virtual recreation therapy pieces. So we're doing a lot of gaming and social time and coffee chats and those kinds of things online.
When restrictions are lifted, will you go back to in-person sessions, or will you stay with this online platform for a while?
I think it'll probably be a while online. As you mentioned, we do live and work with the persons who are in the most vulnerable portion of this epidemic. We know that we will not be able to have large group gatherings. Even once the rest of the world starts to go back to work, we know that this particular population will probably have to continue to physically distance from each other, and we have to continually look for new ways to service and support them. Social isolation is really difficult for persons living with dementia and care partners, and actually not just difficult because it is for you and I for mood but also because brain stimulating activities and socialization is a maintenance piece for the diagnosis and treatment of dementia. So we want to make sure that people are engaging. And so if they can't engage, the old adage, if you don't use it, you lose it sort of thing. We want to make sure that people are having opportunities. So our main focus now is making sure that we can do that.
I would imagine for the caregivers as well, there's a lot of stress on them, a lot of anxiety without being able to have that break that they would normally have to get away from it.
Absolutely. So lots of services that were previously in place have now shut their doors. Our adult day services are not running in Niagara. Our respite programs that were our non-PSW respite programs are not running in Niagara at this point. A lot of people are missing out on some of their social activities at their senior centers, the YMCAs. All of our programming that's in person is not running. And so all of a sudden, those care partners are not getting those time that they need to recharge their batteries, to refuel, to participate in self-care.
Sarah, thank you very much for your time today, and we appreciate you joining us.
No problem.